Don't you
Yeah,
see? There's
right.
two of me
I'm
on the
sitting on
screen
my
right
bed
now.
because two of my plugs didn't work, and I. Yeah, yeah,
And I
right.
have
We're
this weird
professionals.
light coming in and everything, and people are
It's
probably
okay.
wondering, what are they doing now? Well, we are coming at you live from Miami, and guess what? We're going to bring you the 6 o'clock news because we're probably bringing it to you way before your news agency will. What do you think about that, Mom?
I think we're coming in live from the apocalypse.
I already know somebody else who goes with that line, so we can't
I
take
know.
that one. So you're going to have to come up with something new.
We're your new Dan Rather. Would you
Yeah, we're
rather be
we're
with
your
us?
new Dan Rather. Well, I'd rather, yeah, I'd rather learn the truth. I don't know about all of our listeners, if they would rather learn the truth or not, but they can let us know by commenting in the box if anybody is even listening to us right now. I'm not really sure. I think I'm going to have to go out to my Facebook and oh, we have a thumbs up. Hey, whoever's giving us a thumbs up, hold on, let's see if we can see. Oh, Dana, thank you so much for checking in on us. How do we sound? Can you hear us okay? We're doing a little test, but we're also going to bring some evening news. And as my mother says, live from the apocalypse, but really it's from Miami. So we're
Live from
going,
Miami,
that's right. That's exactly right. We are going to try to roll a intro, if I can remember which computer we actually have
which
it
is
on.
sometimes
And
paradise, which is sometimes paradise and sometimes the apocalypse.
that's right.
Depending on
So
depending on the day, depending on the day.
that's right. Exactly. So let's see how this goes. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say?
I say let's go with it. Be great if I could hear it.
So here we are. Let's see if we can figure out how to stop this now. See if that'll work. Yes, we are doing a little practice testing here tonight, but we are going to bring you a little bit of news. And I hope that, can you guys comment, let us know if you actually heard that intro, the video that was playing? Because, Mom, you were saying you couldn't hear it, right? Can
Could
you
not
hear me
hear it.
now?
We're actually practicing. I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, but we do have news to bring to people, because we have some very interesting news. So, Mom, let's go to your friends who are dealing with hurricane aftermath, and let's talk a little bit about
Yeah.
what's going on there. What are you hearing?
Okay. I've got several different friends up in the Fort Myers area. Okay. My friend Tracy just made it back to their house yesterday and they are starting to clean up. She said that what she forgot to tell everyone was that because they had to be rescued, and this is, yeah, that's Tracy right there, and she said she left off the fact that she had to be that they had to be rescued by the Coast Guard on the last day because their boat broke down and they were stuck on the island. So sometimes we don't think about that. Sometimes we just think about the fact that some people chose not to evacuate, but their boat was broken. So
Mhm.
so anyway, they came. The boat broke down, and they were stuck on Sanibel. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife came to rescue them. I think that's a picture of her on the boat right there.
Mhm.
After it was all said and done, they eventually made it to their truck around 9:30 p.m. It was a 5-hour adventure, she says, and she was thankful that they made it to their hotel around 11:30, and they were back at their house at Sanibel. And I'll definitely share this with Tracy, telling her she made the 6 o'clock news
Yeah,
from
she made our
Miami.
first edition of Six
So
O'Clock News.
we're definitely praying for all of them up there up there at Sanibel, Fort Myers, because my other friends, Randy and Barbie Bush, are taking people out on their boat so that they can get to their house. You know, their boat didn't get damaged, but so that they can get to their houses and you know, clean up, and maybe they go back and get them. I'm assuming that they go back and get them because the bridge to Sanibel is out.
Yeah. So it looks like several boats are turned over here, and obviously a lot of the
Yeah.
marinas are damaged. And we have some other information too from people on the ground in search and rescue. Can you tell everybody what you've learned from the search and rescue people?
Yeah, I actually, Barbie put up a post about hearing about people that was maybe washed out in the water, but so I contacted another friend of mine that's up there in search and rescue, and he said, yeah, he's heard about people being pulled out of trees, which is
Yeah.
after seeing Tracy's pictures, you can see if it can put a boat up in the trees um,
Yeah.
from the storm surge, and then we're seeing the storm surge about how refrigerators are floating, and they really are. I mean, I've heard from people that I trust, not just the girl that I referenced the other day in the video about the kitten and all that, but there are people that are having to take everything out of their house. So continue to pray for them, because
Absolutely.
even though the news was like last week's news, actually 2 weeks ago, they're just being able to deal with it right now. So
On the bright side, Chad Vaughn says, "Honey, save the booze." So, you know, hey, you know, out of a little bit of fun. Listen, and and we're not trying to make fun of anybody. I mean, I
no,
would do want to say this is very sad, but you know, at some point we have to be able to have make a little bit of light out of a
yeah,
really bad
yeah,
situation. You know, we have heard from Mark Taylor, who is a firefighter, former firefighter. He's also a prophet, that, you know, he had seen, you know, just in his spirit, had seen like thousands of body bags being delivered. I think that's what he said. I'm paraphrasing, but, you know, just from his former time as a fireman and fire and rescue. So that is confirmed that there's probably way more deceased than we know. I would
yeah,
say. I
absolutely.
mean, yeah, and you can kind of see the detriment even behind here
Hmm.
of, you know, the boats that have pretty much like washed ashore. In some of her photos, and we're showcasing photos of our friends and people that we know, because
Hmm.
this is what we know, we can confirm have happened.
Because there's
So
other people coming in and supposedly, um, you know, having houses and stuff that are being photoshopped into the destruction and setting up accounts to get money. And so be sure that you know these people. You know.
yeah, I think that's a
Um,
big thing we should talk about is the money.
mhm, mhm.
Let's go there right now, because there's one really big thing that that needs to be covered, is
Okay.
the money uh, does need to go to people and not organizations, because I'll tell you from friends that, you know, are directly involved with Champlain Towers, and that is the Surfside Fund, is like the county, even the county of Miami-Dade, the people that were directly affected have not seen any of the money from Miami-Dade. So, as a citizen of Miami-Dade, we should all be requesting FOIA requests to find out where that money actually went, because, you know, people all over the United States, the world, they've given money to these funds, and who knows where it went to. And I'm talking about, you know, these are city governments collecting funds. There are county governments, and even people as a whole. So, don't give money to people that you don't know. That's all I'm going to say right now in the times that we're in. Let's not give money to people that we don't know. If you want to give money, we can help figure out a way to actually get it to Tracy, and Tracy can possibly do that. And Jeff from Right On Radio had mentioned that he wanted to start a fund and actually show exactly where it's given to. We'll figure out something there. But right now, don't give money to anybody. Okay. Unless you know them directly, unless you know that they're there, don't give money to any of these slush funds out there, because the money is not getting directly to the people. Okay. I promise you that. I've got a story coming up with Champlain Towers that I'm working on, and it gets more disgusting by the day, to be honest.
Speaking of government, you want to tell what our Surgeon General talked about with Tucker Carlson on Fox News yesterday?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go to his letter. Let's go to his letter that he issued. Joseph Ladapo, I think is that how you pronounce his name, Mom? Lapido. Sorry, Mr. Dr. Lapido. Let's lap it up here. So basically, the Florida Department of Health released guidance for their V shots. And I'm just going to basically put this on the screen. Please make sure that you go through and read the entire thing. But he does not advise for 18 to 39-year-olds are having very, very tough time. And the analysis was found where 84% increase in the relative incidence of cardiac-related deaths among males 18 to 39 years old within 28 days of the you-know-what. Individuals with pre-existing cardiac conditions such as myocarditis and pericarditis should be particularly in caution when considering any kind of those deadly things. I said that. Yeah. Deadly things. So we have to be very careful on reading anything, even if it contains something directly from our government, because we will get shut down off of social media because they do not like it when we are bringing you things on October the 11th that were produced on October the 7th. So please make sure that you go to floridahealth.gov and just merely search for the press release that was put out by our state surgeon general, who also tweeted about it on Twitter. So I'll show you exactly what his Twitter account says, because
it also gives a warning for men over 60 as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for mentioning that. So I'm going to show people exactly where to find that so that you can find it for yourself. You can read it for yourself. I recommend that everybody follow the Florida Surgeon General. He says today we released an analysis on the, that C thing, along with the DNA altercations. The public needs to be aware of this. Their analysis showed the increased risk of cardiac-related deaths among men 18 to 39, and Florida will not be silent on the truth. That is a direct link to his statement. Okay, so the news media has been a few days late getting it out. We wanted to make sure that all of our friends and family also know about it. And here is the complete statement for public record. So that's that. Yeah, please make sure that you go. We'll actually put a link to his tweet in the comments. So we will make sure that we do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. And Mother, what is next? I think that we have one other thing, one really special.
Well, we did a real exciting interview this afternoon.
Oh, wait, before we go there.
Okay.
Before we go there. Yeah, because we have. I'm going to put his Twitter link out there for everybody to go to the Twitter, so that way it's there. But Mother, you almost forgot about something really special.
Remind me. Today would have been my dad's 100th birthday.
Hold on, I'm going to go. Yep. So
he was born on October 11th of 1922. And you can read, I wrote his obituary, and this is what Christy's showing up here is, there's a video that includes a lot of pictures of him. I mean, videos of him. He loved to do like the Charleston and
So what's
And
the
then
Charleston, Mom?
the Charleston is
What's
a
the
dance.
Charleston?
It's a dance. He liked to do the
Okay.
Charleston.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyway,
Yeah.
where you crisscross your knees. It's something in with the Charleston. Anyway, he liked to do that. He liked to dance. He loved music. And I grew up overseas. So today would have been his 100th birthday. He died when he was 93. Actually, before it, yeah, he died when he was 93 because he died in 2016. So he's been gone for a few years, but today would have been his 100th birthday. And you can go to PS This Rocks and read my article about him. And it also has the video that Christy made that she put together with his 21. People think it's a 21 gun salute, but it's not. It's called a 21 gun volley when it's at a funeral. And you can see the White County color guards.
Well, let's talk about him as we go, what's on the screen here. And then I do want
That's-
everybody to know that you're getting a sneak peek of the brand new PS This Rocks blog. So if you go to psthisrocks.com in the article, I'll post the link in just a few minutes. But when you go there, it may look a little bit different, but you're getting a sneak peek of our brand new design blog that should be launching soon. So Papa, this is my Papa working in the State Department.
When he was in Germany. No,
he did the Morse. Okay, no, but he did the Morse code. He did Morse code. He decoded Morse codes for presidents. So he had direct presidential access to JFK among who else, Mom? JFK and
well,
I guess
he
Lyndon B.
retired.
Johnson.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, he was under JFK, and then Lyndon B. Johnson came along. Then Ford, came along after him, and then Jimmy Carter. Okay. And well, he was retired by the time Jimmy Carter became president, but he knew some of the guys. That's one of his cars. That was when we lived in Africa. What you're seeing on the screen.
Isn't this there. Mussolini's car?
No, that's not Mussolini's. That's one of his other cars. That's the Mussolini car was the black one. Okay. There. I'm sure that there's a picture of it in there.
Right here.
Yeah, that's the Mussolini car. Yeah.
So Mussolini actually owned this car. My grandfather was infatuated with cars. He wanted cars.
That car ended up back in Georgia, believe it or not. He drove it from, I believe that one came into New York or Bayonne, New Jersey, in this car. Which is across the, yeah. I mean, you grew up, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but that was.
Here it is.
Yeah, and then that's, okay, so if you go back, because I'm still in touch with some of the guys he worked with. That was our station wagon right down there.
This was.
Right past them, yeah, and that's if you go right past that, just past that wall.
Past the wall. Okay.
So, go past the wall, and that's where Queen Elizabeth came when I was a child. I mean, she came that close to our house, and she actually rode her parade route was like where Dad and Wayne are sitting in the car there. So anyway, that was
Wayne was his friend.
Yeah, Wayne was his friend, and I'm in touch with the guy that was the, and I'll share this with him.
Okay. Yeah.
Some of the guys that were with
us. You may want to come on and tell about it. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
if you wanted to come on and tell about it.
That would be fun. Yeah. So.
So my mom's cousin Ricky tells about the FBI coming to validate my grandfather. Mm-hmm. He says basically they pull up in like 6 black cars, got out dressed head to toe in their dark suits and sunglasses, and proceeded to inspect everything around, and going around asking people about my grandfather, wanting to know like who he was, to make sure, I guess, that he was what they say he was. Mm-hmm. So, Mom, one of the places that you got to visit that I didn't get to visit that's in this post is you lived in Mexico City, and you got to go to.
We went to Xochimilco on Sunday afternoons and take a picnic, and the mariachis would come up and sing. You can see the boats. A lot of people. Yeah, and then
my favorite is where he took you to Las Brisas in Acapulco, right?
Yeah.
With the pink.
We would actually stay at our friends. Well, we wouldn't stay at Las Brisas, but we would always see the pink Jeeps at Las Brisas because we had a
Okay.
friend who had a ranch right outside of Acapulco. So we would go and stay at their ranch house and drive into the town. Now we took you when you were little.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
if you
we went
guys,
back to
matter of
Acapulco.
fact, I remember staying in Acapulco, like down in town in Acapulco.
Hmm.
And one of my favorite things was going to the guest stores. I would save up all my money and go to the guest stores. So for those of you who have not already followed our blog, we have like
Hmm.
completely remade it. It's pretty awesome where you can actually search the entire blog by region. You can see all the places where my mom and I,
That's our last assignment. That was our last overseas assignment was Bangkok,
yeah,
Thailand,
and
and
that's where you
which is
graduated.
Asia, and that's where I graduated from high school. Yeah, International School of Bangkok, and that's
And
Dad's.
then,
Hmm.
and then, do you know who this is here?
It was one of the generals. I don't really know. I don't
Yeah,
really
it'd be
know.
really interesting to see if we
This
could
was
figure out
now
who it
the
is.
so he was well. I know these two guys down here. The one standing to the right of my mother, who's the only female in the picture, was Mr. Fultz, and that was Dad's superior, and then the one standing next to him in the lighter colored suit was Belmard. And they were all, even though they're Army intelligence, they would dress civilian. They did not dress in uniforms because they
Okay,
worked in the
interesting.
American embassy.
You should
So,
go and put
mhm.
their names below these pictures. We have to do that. As
Oh
soon as
yeah,
we get
Dad
off, we'll
was
do that.
Dad was also with Ronald Reagan too, because he got the Ronald Reagan Award, which is coming up, as you can
Yeah,
see. So yeah, that was Reagan before. Um,
we have some other things regarding that, but we will not disclose those
mm,
right now.
no.
So yeah, so yeah, my there's lots of other great things to find out here in this article. I'll make sure to post the link about it. We'll do a quick update. Um,
Mhm.
and then we'll make sure to get my mom's picture here on the new blog. Hello.
Yep.
And you
Mhm.
can see all the other really cool things that we have going. Um, so anyway, just think it'd be really cool.
Mhm.
Just want to make sure on his birthday we did that, and we'll close
Give
out
him
with this
a
whole
shout out.
video. I'll play
That'd be
his
great.
funeral because his funeral is really awesome,
Hmm.
and I know some people thought it was really weird that I was recording his funeral, but you know what? Even though it makes me sad, I am glad that I did because it is great to be able to have that as part of everything. It's kind of cool. Um, so, Mom, you should tell everybody who we interviewed today.
Okay, that was before I forgot Dad's 100th birthday. We interviewed a guy named Fritz Springmeier, who has written
Mm.
many books on the Illuminati, and some people know
Mm-hmm.
them as the elite. And he kind of knows what's going on. He knows, he doesn't kind of know what's going on. He knows what's going on.
He knows what's
And
going on.
yeah, and I look forward to maybe having him back again to do a little bit more
Well,
follow up.
you'll
Yeah,
see um,
yeah. When
why
you watch our
whenever
show, so it's
yeah,
going to air when?
it's going to air. I
Friday
think it's
night.
Friday night at 8. Friday night
Hmm.
at 8. So make sure you're following Patriots
Eastern time.
Perspective. Yeah, make sure you're
Yeah.
following Patriots Perspective, and we'll make sure that you get all the information on that. And
Hmm.
the show should be like he wrote several books on the Illuminati, and it is just amazing.
And
It's
so
just spectacular.
where is his book that he didn't?
Yeah, it's on CIA.gov. One of his books is on. That's one of many is
And in
on
the Library of
CIA.gov.
Congress, in the Library of
Yeah,
Congress, and
yeah.
he did this way before the internet, so he
Well, the
didn't have
Library
the
of Congress one I could not find today. That was really interesting, but I'm pretty sure
really.
I took screenshots. Yeah.
Hmm.
I had taken Library of Congress screenshots. Maybe it was Michelle's book that was on Library of Congress, but
Okay.
either way, that's there. But listen, guys, here's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we're covering news that you all want to know every single day. Like, what do you really want to know? And we'll see if we can find out the truth. from someone involved, whether it be an insider, people at news stations who really aren't allowed to report the news anymore. Imagine that. We do have journalist friends, and they're telling us they are not allowed to report what they're seeing sometimes. So that's a little strange. Sounds a little bit like World War II happening all over again. But the good thing is, for as long as we can, as long as we have a voice until they decide that the oligarchs are going to shut us down, we are going to try to report some news to you at least a couple times a week. So hopefully that's very helpful. What do you think, Mom? You think it's going to be helpful?
I hope so. I would hope
so
so.
too. So
I appreciate the people that's putting their neck out there on the line.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be just for us, but we wanted to do a little test today to give you, like what's really happening, as Al Roker used to say, in your neck of the woods. And we really do want to know from our friends. Yeah, we really do want to know from our friends, what is really happening from people that we know, not people that we don't know, not people that are, possibly bought off and saying whatever they want us to say. We want to know what you're really seeing, hearing, and doing, and what you really want to know. Right, Mom?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so do make sure that you go on to patriotsperspective.com. Make sure that you sign up, and we're going to do another quick intro right after this for Mr. Springmeier's interview.
Are you going to play Dad's video?
Yeah, I'm going to play his video right now.
Okay. Yeah, that was a great video. I like
that. So hope that you guys enjoy. Make sure that you hit the like, subscribe to get the other videos that we are going to be releasing, because they're much better than this one. I can promise you that.
We're practicing. We are practicing for sure.
Yes, we are. So I'm going to share this. I'm going to make it full screen, and you can watch it and see what you think. Let us know at the very end, okay? Ciao, everybody.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, away, away. Dixieland, I'll take my stand to live and die in Dixie. For Dixieland, they were born early Lord, one frosty morn. Yeah, look away, oh, look away, look away, Dixieland. The Lord ain't coming, hallelujah. Yeah, Lord, glory, holy glory, hallelujah.
You can still do it. Give me a high five.
Huh?
Give me a high five. Can you give me a high five? You know what that is?
Holy glory, hallelujah. If you're reading this, my mama's sitting there. Looks like I only got a one-way ticket over here. I sure wish I could give you one more kiss. And war was just a game we played when we were kids. Well, I'm laying down my gun, I'm hanging up my boots. I'm up here with God and we're both watching over you. So lay me down.
The Bible tells us very clearly about what our destinations are. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 16 about the last enemy to be destroyed is death.
chainsaw. They can just get the chainsaw from this group and do. So that's a group that's gotten support. We're also working and